Hello and welcome to another episode of the ACC Insider Podcast here on the Field of 68 Media Network. My name is Rob Dauster. I got Jeff Goodman with me, and today we are joined by the nation's leading rebounder and the man who, according to my sources, has the best hair in college basketball, Ian Schieffelin from Clemson. Ian, what's going on, man? It's good to see you. Thank you for being here.
Yes, thank y'all for having me.
Do you even brush your hair? That's what I want to know. What do you do to your hair in the morning? Looking at it, I feel like you just shower, you get out of the shower, and you're like, whatever, I'm good.
Yeah, depends on the day. Sometimes I don't even put water through it. Kind of just, wake up and, just let it afro sometimes.
All right, so you are currently, as things stand, the nation's leading rebounder. Is that something that maybe did you set a goal for yourself for that? Is that something where that's where you put a point of pride in terms of who you are as a player on that?
Yeah, I think coming into the season, I just want to take another step from the season prior. And, I really didn't know how much more rebounds I could really get because, last year I was pretty high in rebounds as well, but it was obviously a goal of me just to improve in all categories again, just, try to take another jump. And, it's been paying off so far.
All right, I want to change gears a little bit before we get to more basketball. I know you said this is finals week for you. You're a senior.
Mhm.
Is it easy now? Like, give me a taste of kind of how it was early on at Clemson, freshman, sophomore to now. I know you said you had like three finals, and kind of then also what you want to do life after basketball. I know you want to play for a long time, but like, what are you majoring in? What do you want to do down the road?
Yeah, honestly, this is probably my hardest semester at Clemson. These are my core management classes. I'm a business management student. Um, my first 2 years were like general education classes, and those were kind of a little bit on the easier side, not too much studying and extra work you have to put in. But these classes definitely challenged me this semester, and my grades came out fine. But it was a slow start. It was a slow start, but after college, definitely want to play basketball as long as I can. After that, hopefully just, looking into maybe some scouting roles or something in that field, maybe coaching and just kind of staying around basketball.
So the business degree and you're going to go into coaching? Like, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, my mom really influenced me on that business degree because, she really values getting a good degree. And um, I think the information is useful in all aspects. So I think it's just a good degree for me.
How often when you're in class right now, are you actually in class? And how much of it is online classes? How much of it is stuff that you're getting done over Zoom?
Yeah, a lot of my classes are actually in person, and Clemson's very good about having their students being in class and you know having attendance and having good attendance. Just kind of with my major, everything's gone from used to have always have those online options, but it's kind of getting back to where you got to go back to in person. So I've had all my classes in person.
That means you actually got to get up and shower and brush your hair in the morning to go to class.
You got to get up, that's for sure.
Hey, you're lucky though. It's warm in Clemson. I'm down here in Charleston, so it's warm enough. I mean, I know we get our cold days,
Yeah,
but it's easier to motivate yourself, certainly in this weather, to go to class than it is in the Northeast.
yeah, 100%.
All right, so you guys start out the season unranked. I think a lot of us were like, I don't know, without PJ, how is Clemson going to be? They got a couple other transfers. You lost Joe too, veterans that you knew you could count on. And you guys have come out of the gates. You've won six straight here. You beat Kentucky, who has, oh, by the way, beaten Duke on a neutral court and beaten Gonzaga in Seattle. And you held them to like, I don't know, 66 points or something like that. The nation's top scoring team. How have you been able to do it? And has it surprised you at all, Ian, like it surprised us a little bit?
Yeah, coming into the season, losing PJ is obviously hard. First team all ACC player. Joe, one of the best three-point shooters, the conference has even ever seen. It's hard to replace guys like that, but Coach Brownell just did a great job bringing in guys that had a common goal. You know, they saw what we did last year, made the Elite Eight, and they wanted to make a run like that. So you got guys like Jane Zachary, Victor, Miles, all those guys just coming in, you know, just filling in kind of a role that they wanted to fill and kind of just doing what we need, just doing what they need to do to help us win. And it showed on games like Tuesday and even Saturday in Miami. You know, just Tuesday wasn't our best game against Kentucky, but we show a lot of effort, and that's one thing Brownell kind of, you know, talks about a lot is that we can win a lot of games with our effort. And we didn't shoot the ball well. They didn't shoot the ball well either. But those are the games that, you know, if you can win those, it changes the team from a good team to a great team.
I was talking about your team with our guy Terrence Oglesby the other day, and we were talking about Jaden Zachary and the impact that he's had. You know, I didn't know what I was expecting of him heading down there, but I think that he's kind of outlived all those expectations, even if he's not putting up the biggest numbers. It feels like he's the guy that is drawing the most difficult defensive assignment for you. And it feels like he's always in the right spot on that end of the floor, and he's always making the right play offensively. I think against Kentucky, he had a couple, was it like 2 or 3 big shots down the stretch that he hit to kind of keep them, hold them off when they were making that little run. What have you seen from him? And was this kind of what you were expecting after the spring and the summer that you got to spend seeing him work?
Yeah, honestly, it was pretty much fully expected. You know, we played him at Boston College many times, and he's given us so much trouble. I always said when I posted up a guard and he was, you know, the defender, he was the one guard that I really haven't been able to move too much. And I was like,
Really?
it just shows with how hard he plays and how bad he wants to win. Um, he's just been a great addition, and he does all the dirty work, and it doesn't really show too much in the, you know, the box score, but he takes big shots. He makes great plays at the end of the games, and you know, even in Miami, he had a big turnover at the end of the game or big steal at the end of the game.
You know, with PJ gone, and I don't know what, you know, again, I'm not in the locker room, but I don't know what the leadership situation was last year. I would assume he took on a bulk of that role, like a lot of it. Yeah, just his personality. You could tell, right? Like, how much have you morphed into that this year and had to and wanted to embraced it? Because you have, I mean, you have the personality to be able to do it, no doubt. And the way you play, it should be damn easy in a way, because you play harder than, I would say this, and I don't think Rob would push back on this. I think you play as hard as anybody in the entire country. And when people watch that, like, it's easy for you to be a leader and call guys out because they can't look at you and say, well, like, they got to respect you because of how hard you play.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that is one reason I play very hard too, is just kind of showing the guys that, you know, effort can cover up a lot of your mistakes. And I think me and Chase have done a really good job of just kind of getting this group to really buy in to what Coach Brownell says and just keeping everybody together and keeping everybody on a common mission. We've also had other guys like transfers kind of step up. Victor's been very vocal. Jaden's been doing the same thing, playing hard. And, you know, that's the type of players that you want to, you know, play for and play hard for. And it's been kind of, I don't know what the word is, contagious.
You said effort can cover up a lot of mistakes. I want to talk about that, Ian. After the Kentucky win, I think the thing I kept hearing about from you guys is Ian Schieffelin was so good. He was so tough. He's the reason they won that game, best player on the floor. And then I go look at the box score. Do you remember what your shooting line was in that game?
Yeah, 4 for 20.
He was
I
4
was
for
laughing at
20. He shot 4 for 20, and everyone's like, look how good this dude is. Look how impactful he was in this game. You got the best job on the planet, man. You can shoot 4 for
Yeah.
20, and everyone's going to celebrate you.
Yeah. I was probably beating myself up more than other people. So
How do we improve on that, man? Let's get that to 10 for 20 next game.
yeah, I mean, if I could have hit, I just couldn't honestly just, you know, look a penny into a wishing well, honestly. Just nothing was going in, but you know, Miami, I kind of corrected a little bit. So
I mean, you know, I'm looking at it too, and you shot the three really well last year. You've struggled shooting the three a little bit this season. Are you feeling like, hey, at this point, again, you're ranked, you've won 6 in a row, you've done all this, and are you kind of looking at yourself and almost saying, like, I haven't even played nearly as well as I could yet?
Yeah, 100%. I think, I haven't knocked down the three as well as I've liked this year, and I'm getting more opportunity to shoot it than I did last year. I think sky's the limit for this team, and I think one thing that needs to improve is definitely my, shooting and just being able to score a little bit. But I pride myself also on my ability to pass and just, you know, get others involved, and um, that's part of my game that I don't want to go away. So
How many Corvettes do you have?
one,
Just one? Have
yeah.
you had it painted different colors? Because I was scrolling your IG trying to figure this out. I think I've seen you in
What?
it was a purple, there was a purple one, there was a green
Yeah,
one, there was a gray one with
I
like a
changed
yellow
it.
stripe on it.
Yeah, I changed it recently. The first one I got was gray with the yellow stripe, and then I went to the green, and then the green kind of had its time, and I switched to purple.
So you can go in to the car dealership. How often are you able to switch them out?
Uh, I get mine done from a wrap place, so they kind of just do it for me. It's
So it's just wait. Is it a different Corvette or is it you change
no,
the color?
no, it's
You
it's the
change the
same
color.
car, just it's a wrapping around the car. Yeah,
Got it. All right.
yeah,
I wasn't following
Hey,
that.
you need to plug them right here. You got to plug them if they're hooking you up with it.
yeah, yeah. Precision wraps in Greenville, they're really good.
There
They've
you
done a
go.
lot
So
of good cars.
so your favorite color so far is what?
Purple.
Purple. Purple. Wow.
I like the purple one.
It's got to draw a lot of attention. Nobody else
It
has a
does.
purple Corvette driving around Clemson.
Yeah, it definitely does.
That's why he has the purple Corvette. I
I
got
know, but he
Yep.
seems like a low key guy. Like you seem like a guy that would not want to attract attention to yourself. This surprises me.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it just depends. Depends on my mood because you can either go two ways. You can go the low key way or the way right through middle downtown. So
Yeah.
depending on the day, I'll go either left or right.
it. How long have you had the Corvette?
Um, I want to say about a year and a half now.
Okay. Well, I want to know about that first conversation you had with Coach Brownell. Was it like a, hey man, listen, that thing better not get above 65 miles an hour? No speeding tickets yet?
Coach hasn't really said too much. My parents was really the problem. I remember my
Sure.
mom. Yeah, my mom was like she was going to sign off on it, and then my dad was my dad, so he just kind of went with the flow.
He just wanted to ride. He wanted to borrow it.
Yeah, he just wanted to experience it. He said, "Let me drive it first."
Any tickets, any times being stopped. I got a ticket. I'll tell you right now. I got
So
one
this.
going in North Carolina, going 92 and a 65, and had to go to court. Had to hire a lawyer, go to court. Luckily, it all worked out. So be careful. And I wasn't driving
Yeah,
no Corvette.
yeah. I actually have had no tickets in my Corvette, but I had a rental car for a week and got her a ticket in that. So
That's what I was in. I was in a
Oh,
rental
you know
car.
what it is? The police around Clemson must be like that purple Corvette's the country's leading rebounder. Leave him alone.
maybe it is. I don't know.
So you are 6'8", listed at 238. Is that 238? Is
Mhm.
that accurate?
245. Yeah, around
Two,
there.
6'8", 245 from Georgia. How did you not end up in shoulder pads and a helmet?
Um, Honestly, I just didn't love football as much as I love basketball, and it honestly wasn't too hard of a decision. Just kind of going into my 10th grade year, just realized my love for basketball is more important than just trying to focus on that and getting better at basketball.
Has Dabo reached out to you at all and tried to recruit you? And said, "Hey, look, we need help on our offensive line. We need a tight end over here."
Yeah, he's said a few things before. It comes up every once in a while. I've seen him in the back of the tunnel sometimes, and he'll say some things.
If they they're in the college football playoff, right? If they make a run and they get to the championship game, maybe you hop over there for like just the second semester, get on the roster, walk on spot, get yourself a ring
Yeah,
if they got a chance to win one.
yeah, I'll take it as long as I'm sitting on the bench.
It sounds like he would rather kick. Maybe you could kick or something.
Long
Yeah,
snapper.
maybe fine.
You don't want to
I
take
don't
those
want to mess
hits.
that one up.
Yeah. I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to take those hits either. For you, I love the fact that over 4 years in, you don't see this that much anymore. First of all, a guy who stayed at one place for 4 years. Second of all, somebody that's progressively gotten better every single year. How would you, when you look at the portal and you look at the changes in college basketball right now, and obviously NIL, hey, you're not driving, you're not driving what you're driving without it. But how would you look at and maybe talk to some of these guys who are bouncing every single year to different spots, looking for more instead of doing what you did, which is, hey, put in the work, earn it, get better, not complain, and just work harder?
Yeah, I totally believe that everybody's situation is a little different than maybe mine was. Everybody's got to do what's best for them. But I think at the end of the day, sometimes you do just got to look in the mirror and just how much work are you really putting in, and just not taking the easy way sometimes. Sometimes it's better to take that uncomfortable route of just, why am I not playing? What could I do to play more? And that's just kind of what I've learned from my freshman year to now. And now it's totally different than it was my freshman year. And you just learn the game. You know what you do great and how you stay on the floor.
How often do people come up to you and ask for selfies wearing chef hats?
I've had a couple. I'd say it's more common at the games because I'm glad they don't wear them around campus. But yeah.
What was your I was going to say, what was your reaction the first time you saw like the people in the student section wearing that hat?
I thought it was pretty cool. Just it's really just them recognizing my hard work and what I do. So it was pretty remarkable.
Did you realize it was for you at first?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't really see it coming, honestly. I think one of our donors had bought a bunch of chef hats for one of the games, and it was just all over the whole stadium, and it was kind of surreal.
And do you have a chef chain now too?
I do, actually. I do. I haven't worn in a while. It kind of hurts my neck, so I kind of leave it in the case.
That's the goal, right? To have a chain so big it hurts your neck.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Give me your head coach is a ball coach. That's what he is at his core. But give me a story. You've been with him a long time now. Give me an out of character story, something about Brad Brownell that maybe I don't know, people would be surprised at. Because I know him. I know he's got shit to him. I know, I know a little bit of a different side of him than most people do. I'll say that.
Honestly, I don't know if I really know much. He's a pretty, low-key guy, goes about his business. He doesn't make many slip-ups, honestly. He's hard to catch with stuff like that. And
There's no bullshit with him, though, Ian. I would say this. There's no bullshit with Brad Brownell. Like, you know what you're getting. I assume as a coach, he's going to be pretty straight with you. He's not like so many coaches in college basketball are like used car salesmen, frankly. And he's like the complete. Listen, I've said this for years. It's not an easy job for basketball. It's not an easy job. You know that. You've been there now for 3+ years. You guys have made it into, let's face it. You guys have, especially over the last couple of years, made it into something where now nationally you're relevant. But it's hard. It's a football school, and Brad fits in a lot of ways because he's not fighting that, right? He's not fighting. He knows who's king there. Again, how would you maybe describe him then? I know you just said he's pretty chill. He's pretty even keel.
Yeah, I mean, the guy works harder than anybody in this building. He kind of just stays in his lane. He doesn't kind of, veer into other people's lane. He does what he needs to do. And, he's built this program. And over the past few years, we've been great. I think this program is going in the right direction because of the guy that leads this program. And he's done a great job. And I'm glad that I came here. So I have nothing like.
Give me one example. And I know how hard you play. But there had to be one example where he jumped you on something. Even
he jumped me many times.
Yeah, on what? What does he get? What does he jump you on generally?
Sometimes, Like I'm not on my line on a down screen or something, then he'll jump me. Sometimes he wants me to shoot the ball more when I pass it. Actually one of our shooters, Jake Highbreeder. If he passes an open shot, he'll make Jake Highbreeder run sprints. So
Yeah.
he's very adamant about people doing what he wants them to do.
So you got a coach that you shoot 4 for 20 and he yells at you because you're not shooting more. You got the best job in the world, man.
Yeah.
You're living the dream right now.
Yeah, he's telling me to keep shooting those shots, and that's kind of how he gives confidence to his players. And he knows I make those shots, practice those shots all the time. So it's just kind of the coach he is.
Yeah, you mentioned
Last one
how.
I got.
Oh, hold on. You mentioned how you've kind of grown this program now. When you first got there, it was kind of a running joke for like 4 or 5 years that Brad Brownell was always on the hot seat, right? We were always like, "Is this going to be the year for Brad? Is this going to be the year for Brad?" Well, you guys made the tournament last year. You got to the Elite Eight last year. You're sitting here at what is it, 9-1 now? The 8-1, 9-1 this year, right? You're a top 25 team in college basketball, and you've gotten this to the point where you can lose a player as good as PJ Hall, and the program is still trending right up in that right direction. Like, is it rewarding for you to be able to see him get recognized for the success that you guys have been able to? Like, I feel like that's been kind of you guys have grown together, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because my freshman year we didn't have the best season, and I've seen all those comments and all the, I've seen Little John not have that many fans. I've seen all of it. I've seen all aspects of, Clemson basketball, and over the past couple of years, it's just been great to see the program heading into that direction that it should be heading. And Coach Brownell is a great basketball coach, and he's led us to many wins, many big wins. So I think this program, wouldn't be the same with Coach Brownell not here. So
A lot of coach speak here coming. Just follow Brad Brownell. Just follow whatever he says. Do whatever he says. Be coachable, right?
Yep, always.
Hey, when you go 4 for 20, the guy tells you to keep shooting, you're going to do everything that he says, right? Ian, listen, man, appreciate you being here.